All right. So now what you've all been waiting for, the man who provides insights into what can move the markets next week, bringing you the top items to watch in this week's Catalyst Watch segment, Seeking Alpha's own Kim Kahn. Kim, take it away.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy week of earnings ramping up for next week. You're going to get more airlines, you're going to get more banks, and you're going to get some big name telecoms, but I'll be looking specifically at Netflix, bringing together two of my passions, which is macro strategy and watching TV. Because after the Bell Tuesday, Netflix is going to report, and people are very worried about this number. Our tech editor, Rex Crum, did a great walk-up, if you want to take a look at that, on Seeking Alpha, about what Netflix investors should be expecting. They're going to be looking, of course, at a net loss of subscribers and plans for an ad-supported service coming soon. But if you're a macro investor, it's also got a lot for you as well. And if you're an economist, it's going to be interesting to see how many people have made the decision to maybe rein in some spending, maybe cancel the Netflix streaming service, one of the streaming services they added during the pandemic. Now have to make choices between filling up the pump, filling up the fridge, and having all these streaming services. It's also, as we've talked about just now, the dollar, it's going to have an impact on Netflix's earnings when it comes to international subscribers. So maybe the Fed will be looking a little bit at whether spending is being reined in and inflation is actually having this impact on the overall consumer economy. So Netflix as a tell for the Fed at the end of the month, well, stranger things have happened.
That's so true. I don't know about you. I binge watched Stranger Things. I mean, one of my favorite shows for sure. But you brought up a really good point about the US dollar. And I was kind of thinking about, they just came out and announced that Microsoft is going to be the backend for the ads for Netflix, right? They went ahead and chose them. But Microsoft already came out and said that their earnings are going to get hit due to Forex exchange. But Netflix hasn't said a word. Isn't that a little strange?
I think so. I mean, I think that, they maybe have like bigger problems to worry about. I couldn't begin to forecast how the numbers are going to turn out, but they did predict a loss of 2 million subscribers in net loss in the second quarter, and that pummeled the stock. So they may be thinking maybe enough bad news for now, and we'll kind of quantify what we're going to lose now. I mean, the dollar's move, if you just, as we talked about the euro, if you look at it now, suddenly they were getting $1.20, $1.30 for every euro they brought in. Now they're getting less than $1.
Yeah, and I'm just looking through our site real quick. The quant scores, and I'm on the valuation grade of Netflix, and I'll throw this up on the screen so everybody can see it. But the price to book and the price to sales and the price to cash flow, I mean, the price to cash flow is insane. Like, there's no way. And quant has our sell rating on it. So, I mean, it's something definitely to watch for. We'll find out soon enough, and then maybe we can talk about it on the other side.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Kim, you have a great weekend. We'll talk to you again here soon.
Thanks.
Before we get out of here, please do us a favor, like, subscribe, follow, comment, leave a podcast rating, review, do all the things depending on where you're watching or listening to this content. It really helps us get this information out to other investors like yourself. And until next week, I'm Daniel Snyder, and have a great weekend.
Watch the full episode. You can find it at youtube.com/seekingalpha.